Hello, it's now 9:52 p.m. Well, my phone is at 30% now, so I need to put it back on a charger. So usually to try to save, you know, to try to spare my survival and stuff like that with being homeless, I try as best as I could to not get wrongfully banned or kicked out of different places. So just like with um when I first got to Pensacola, I was wrongfully banned from my first place. I was wrongfully banned from. Hold on. Ooh. I was wrongfully banned from that fake Everman place downtown Pensacola, and then they said I was banned for the rest of my life, all because of being homeless and trying to stay protected out of the cold weather. And I've explained this before that suffering the sleep deprivation and fighting sleep, and then blacking out and having micro sleeps that I didn't even realize I was having. So like if you suffer sleep deprivation long enough, your body gonna forcefully shut down without your control or realization that you just be knocked out and black out. So they wrongfully banned me for the rest of my life for that. So from both locations of Everman, at first they said it was just a official police ban for a year, and so now it was like on Mother's Day, even though I'm not a mother, but it was not even 2 weeks. I think I had been in Pensacola for like, 13 days. So, I've been here for 13 days, like, and the guy declared that I'm, banned from here, and that he doesn't want me to, renew another night tomorrow here. And I'm like, for your wrong that you did, I wish I would have recorded what he did, what he tried to do to me, what he did to me this morning. So, I already explained to y'all this morning what happened, and I explained to y'all what happened this evening. I put his face on film. So I didn't put his face on film until after he told me that I was banned, or to not come and renew another night tomorrow. So after he told me that, when all I did was say, or can I get my hotel room key reactivated after dinner? So I mean, I felt afraid to leave out of here all day long because I was afraid that he wasn't gonna let me back in my room, and that it could have, I was afraid of it being more chaotic or the police getting involved or something like that. So he was trying to scam for a deposit when they said if you have a smoking room, in which I think that's silly because I never dealt with a hotel room like that before. If the room is smoking, then you don't have to pay a deposit. But if it's non-smoking, then you have to pay $100 deposit. So as much as I hate cigarettes, I hate the smoking rooms, I don't have the money for a deposit. So I try to find hotel rooms where I don't need the deposit. And so the online perps, I know that they're rejoicing at me wrongfully getting banned from here. So that's not my fault. I know that I'm 100% in the right. I know I didn't do anything wrong. I am innocent. So he tried to scam and get over. He didn't even show. He lied and said, "Well, I'll print out the paperwork saying that it's a non-smoking room, and you can take that up with Hopper." You just wanted to give me a hard time because he never printed out the paperwork. He never showed me on the screen. He never showed me any evidence that I showed him on my end the actual email reservation that it says smoking room. So he tried to lie and say that on a computer that on their end that it says a non-smoking room, and he was trying to bully me into paying a $100 deposit and almost didn't let me back in my room. So So then it's like, well, I had accidentally forgot to say, well, when after I showed him the proof, he said, well, you're gonna have to give me $5 in order to change the information from non-smoking to smoking. And then he tried to, and just like the people at the other hotel, they try to argue me and try to lie to me and say that, oh, you can call Hopper. Hopper doesn't have a phone number you can call. And I kept telling him that. And he's like, well, go get, and Hopper, if you want immediate help with Hopper, they charge you a fee. So, I mean, it's like, it seems like Cincinnati is run by people from India. Like, the majority, there's more of them than us Americans. I'm like, damn. And it's like, every once in a while you might see a few nice ones, but no matter where you go, it's like if that guy's skin color is darker than mine, it's like, y'all racist against us black people. Treat us a certain way in our own in our own country. Y'all treat us like we're not welcome in our own country. So that guy was a money-hungry scam perp that was just trying to create a fake excuse for me to not be here anymore. And they don't give a damn about it being freezing cold. And it's like, why would you do this to somebody that's already struggling, poor, and homeless? And hell, I didn't even have money for food earlier. So eventually I had some help with money for food, and I had a little bit of struggle with getting those funds, and eventually I got the funds to get the help. I'm not going to go into detail about the struggle that I went through, but I was able to get the funds for help with food to eat. And so it's just very fucked up. I already explained this morning about what he did and what happened. I should have put him on film then, but me sitting here trying to save myself for, trying to spare myself and save myself as much as possible for survival purposes. If things could have gotten worse, or I would have went ape shit, or if he would have tried to set me up to get locked up in a mental institution or jail, and you don't care. You sitting there trying to, you're rich. I know they're rich with a lot of money. So you're rich and trying to scam and get over on a homeless person. When he gets off from work, I know that he will have a nice warm air-conditioned house. A nice warm heater in the house. A stocked food pantry. A car to drive home. Unless they secretly live here. Because I think they have their secret room that they secretly live in here for free. And they supposedly own a lot of these Wyndham hotels. Days Inn, Super 8, a lot of them. So, I know that I paid on Hopper. I paid, I think with that Super 8 back in December on Mobile Highway in Pensacola, I didn't use Hopper. I booked directly through Wyndham. Directly through Wyndham Hotel. Through Wyndham. And they still try to give me the problem with, lying and saying I didn't pay, or that the money's not, that the payment is not there. And they have a history of overcharging or trying to charge people double and stuff like that. So, it's like, I wouldn't know until I get there, like, who the hell works at, these places. So, so this evening after dinner, as I said, after dinner, I knew my key wasn't going to work. So I tried it again, and I asked him, can he reactivate my key? I thought he would have went home by at least 4 o'clock, and he'd been working all these hours all day long. And so it seemed like this seemed like a family-owned business, with them. that might explain why he was there this morning and it's nighttime and he's still here. So you know, that didn't even have to happen. That was so unnecessary. But just because of him being greedy and money hungry, you know, I didn't even. All I had at the time was 88 cents in the bank, and like about $1.50. There was nothing he could get out of me. So he was trying to get me to not stay here this evening and trying to scam and try to kick me out and try to make me have to leave by 11 o'clock this morning. And you know, try to shake his head and try to argue me and stuff. So y'all saw on the video where he tried to say, "Well, oh, you can film me all you want." That narcissistic abusers love to say, "You can film me all you want." You know, so even though they're guilty and they feel like they delusionally believe that they are so right when they're trying to scam and cheat and fuck over you. So all I did was say, "Excuse me, you know, can I have my key renewed?" And he's like, "Well, you're not gonna extend any more days tomorrow. I'm not gonna let you extend any more days tomorrow since you didn't come back this morning." And so then, the moment he said that, that's when I figured, oh, well, are you trying to say I'm banned? And so that's when I put him on film. And he's, you know, he didn't even want to straight. That's what they do too. Perps, no matter what the skin color or race, they'll be like, you know, if I be like, well, are you trying to say that I'm banned? And then they won't even give me they skirt around, or they won't even give me a straight answer. So that's why I say I'm being wrongfully banned, because you're mad because you try to scam and get over, trying to steal $100 from me, and lied and said that I had a non-smoking room. I wish I could have had a non-smoking room. You know, as much as I hate cigarettes, but he lied and said that I had a non-smoking room, and tried to lie and say that that's what it said on the computer. And I showed him the physical reservation that says smoking on both days, yesterday and today. And so, you know, the more proof I showed him, the more lies he kept trying to create. So both Pensacola and Cincinnati, me being 13 days, and then the first place I'm wrongfully banned from, unjust. And then he looked like he was trying to call the police on me. So, I mean, they try to lie, scam, cheat, and get over, and then treat you like you're the criminal when you try to stand up to them, and then you try to show them the evidence, and they don't want to see the evidence because they're scheming. They're trying to play a game and scheme and try to get more money. They ought to be locked up in prison. This place needs to be shut down and investigated. And also the Days Inn and the Super 8, both of them. The Days Inn across the street from the Super 8 in Springdale. Both so the Days Inn in Springdale across the street, that was where that lady gave me the bed bugs. I mean, that lady at the you know, that gave me the cold hotel room with the cold water, and it was bed bug infested. But ever since the day before yesterday, I think I stopped itching. So it seemed like me being homeless on the streets, I hate to say it, but no, being homeless on the streets is it seems like it's the quickest way for me to get rid of bed bugs. But I don't see how other people be homeless walking around with bed bugs. But like when I dealt with all the bed bugs, dealing with the biological sister Ramona before I became homeless, and then next thing you know, I even dealt with the bed bugs while at the Grand Canyon. And then within 2 or 3 nights with being homeless on the streets in Los Angeles, it seemed like all I had was one little sheet, and the bed bugs magically disappeared. Like I quit itching anymore. So But it's cold here. I need to get the hell out the cold. I need to get out of the cold. So I'm still have this the painful swollen lymph node that is scary because I be feeling afraid. I feel like it's about to pop. So and then I still have this this bump in my ear, and all here feel like painful and numb at the same time. So let's see. So I think I might have 12 or 11 days left um until I freaking finally get the my social security, supposed to get my social security check next month. But this coming week I'm gonna have to mail a letter to social security. I mean, they say it's pointless to call on the phone because nobody ever answers the phone. So I'm gonna write a physical letter to social security and tell them my new address. And that's holding me up because I need to get like um a replacement Medicare card, and then that could reduce my fare for the bus too. I can pay a reduced bus fare with the Medicare card, you know. So they're really trying to ruin me, trying to destroy me and everything. How the hell you gonna try to kick me out of here or try to overcharge me and I did everything right? You know, and so it's like when I first got here, and I went to the Super 8, I paid on Hopper for 4 nights, but then that morning, I was so sleep deprived and tired, and I felt like I was gonna die. And then the guy at the front desk charged me $80 for an early check-in that Sunday morning, and then on top of the 2 reserved nights. Now, usually, if you go to any other hotel, they wouldn't charge you a whole fucking $80. So that was $80 on top of about 120 that I had to pay um for that Sunday, and then all the way through that Tuesday morning. And that Monday they were trying to kick me out and lie and say I didn't pay, and they didn't want to see my evidence and my reservation that I did, my Hopper reservation that I did pay. They will lie and say that, well, on our end we're not showing that Hopper paid or whatever. But when I was at the extended stay in Pensacola and a few other hotels in Pensacola that's not run by people from India, when it would be run by Americans, um, they said that Hopper had this virtual card. So everything would go through smoothly and no issues, no problem at all. But I don't know why these people act like as if they want to try to take your money and then not allow you to have a room. When I was in Mobile, Alabama, they had people from India who were racist against blacks. And I tried to, they had this budget in hotel in downtown Mobile, Alabama, when Alex ran me out of Pensacola. And the guy, the man, it was at least 2 or 3 times they would, reject me from trying to rent a room for nothing at all, for no reason. And that would have been like 49 or something like that. So then I had to keep asking for help with hotel room because in Mobile, Alabama, they had zero tolerance for homeless. Like homeless on the streets, they had zero tolerance. I mean, they mobbed me out of the shelter within the first few hours of being there. And so I was forced to be on the street. So they kept on threatening me with jail for being homeless on the streets. And so I had to keep begging for help with hotel room every night. So I had to go to the Quality Inn downtown Mobile, Alabama, and they treated me so good. They loved me over there, even though they had perps gang stalking me. But the workers, they really loved me over there and was gonna give me a discount and everything. But you know, that was like $82.17 a night. So, and I didn't know of any place else. I didn't even realize that they had um I think it was $60 a night. I had no clue that they had a $60 motel right across the street from the Greyhound station in Mobile. And so I didn't stay in that motel. I didn't know about it until after dealing with Trisha, and then I came back. That night was the first time I stayed, I stayed at that, and that was run by people from India too. But I think I don't recall having any issues, with that motel. I'm saying they were Indian from India, but I'm saying that I don't remember having really any issues, you, you know, um, with that motel. So I guess it depends. I'm not saying everybody Indian from India that does hotels do that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying it's a lot of them that's doing that. So it was. The white lady at the Days Inn in Springdale. That's the one that gave me the bed bug hotel with the cold water and the freezing cold heater. Cold air running out of the heater and stuff. So, this room is finally warm. It's not hot, but it's warm. But I'm thankful to be glad to, I'm thankful and glad to be, off the streets for these couple of nights. But why they keep doing this to me? Like, they just looking for loopholes and excuses, to have me wrongfully banned from everywhere, and then everybody wants to give a reason to falsely say that I'm guilty or that I'm a bad person and stuff. I showed and explained to y'all what he did to me, and y'all still want to falsely look for some loopholes to try to justify why Candy Grandpre is guilty, why I'm the one who's wrong. So it's like, I know I'm telling the truth, and it's like people really not even believing me, But that's what happens with people with narcissistic personalities. You know, you can show them. You can show them. You can show them an a red apple, and they will try to tell you that is not an apple, that those are grapes. And then, you know, you'll be like, no, it's an apple. And so then they will try to make it like you're crazy and say, if you really think that's an apple, then you need to get your head checked, and you need to be locked up in a mental institution like right away. And then it'll leave you confused. So if the sky is clear and they'll lie and say, oh, it's cloudy, and you say, no, it's clear. And then they'll say, if you really think if you really think the sky is clear, then, you need to be locked up in a minute. They'll tell you opposite of what's true and try to gaslight you, and then manipulate you to be confused and believe that you're the one who's delusional or living in a fantasy land, when it's actually them. And they want to insist that you're crazy, So, as I said, a lot of videos I have not exposed, that I kept private because of preservation and survival purposes, with my homelessness and stuff. Just like I kept a few videos private, like me trying to come here to this hotel, me walking here. I try to keep it private because of the online perps, so I figured, well, if you wrongfully ban me from here, well, I'll show every damn thing. So also, I showed y'all the lady and her son that was like right across from me, and they always put me right across from her. In one of these rooms, whatever's across from her. So last night, the moment I checked in and came into this room, her son had a big, huge dog that's about as tall as him, and the instant I walked to my hotel room, he hurried up and walked with that damn dog by himself, unsupervised. The mom let him out with the dog, unsupervised, and I had to tell him, get that damn dog away from me, because he was gonna let the dog attack and bite me. She let him out of the room to go outside with that dog by himself. And so then that was the lady that when they had the noise campaign, the very first night I was here, Friday the 10th, that was the lady who laughed and talked about, she was telling me about the party upstairs, that was where the loud music was coming from. So I'm walking after dealing with that guy at the front desk, and I'm walking, and the moment I get towards my room, she comes out, her and that boy. And so then she wants to think it's funny to smile and laugh all on camera, just proud to perp. So I don't know how long I'll be wrongfully banned from here, but this is very fucked up. That I didn't even do anything wrong, but you want to wrongfully punish me and ban me and say I'm not extending you any more nights here. So then you try to lie and say, well, this is not punishing you. Yes, it is. What would you do that for? Oh, since you didn't come back earlier. Since you left and didn't come back earlier. Well, I left to go in my room and cool down because I didn't want to explode or go off. Because that's what you were trying to tempt and trigger and manipulate me to do. And you know it. So I don't know how many other people he successfully scammed. But how the hell are they still successfully running this business? It's just so messed up. But I'm sitting here telling my story about the truth of what's been going on. I know the truth. I know what happened. And so does God, and he knows the truth. So he showed me no evidence, or he was just verbally telling me that you have a non-smoke. And he just wanted to start fucking with me and picking with me for no reason at all. No reason at all. So, I finally got to have some dinner to eat. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for the help. I had enough for dinner to eat and enough for bus fare tomorrow. And so now I guess I have no choice but to be forced to check out of here by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. I guess they probably would deny me breakfast if I try to go and eat breakfast tomorrow. But I paid to stay here, and I have a right to freaking be here, without being harassed, scammed, cheated, or wrongfully banned, kicked out, or whatever. And they had that Arab perp that she must have had something to do with it, because I think she was a Muslim perp. I couldn't tell whether she was Hispanic or Arab, but she ran up in there, and then when I tried to film her car and her perping me, she hurried up and ran in there and said something and hurried up and ran back to her car. If y'all saw that in one of the previous videos. So they, I can't even just forget even going across the street. I can't even just leave this parking lot without getting gang stalked. I can't even just look out the window without being gang stalked. I can't even leave this front door without being gang stalked. So basically the target is not welcome anywhere. Anywhere. I told y'all that leaving Pensacola, it would be different. I mean, it would not be any different. That, same scenarios, same situations, but just different people in different locations, but same tactics, same scenarios. And I have a right to expose the truth or expose what I'm going through without being wrongfully banned as punishment. So I wrote a short story. I mean, I don't think I did too bad for the condition that I was in, but if I would have ate food, ate enough and slept well and did a short story like that, I think that it probably would need some improvement, or more elaboration. But my body was feeling weak. I was sleep deprived and tired and dehydrated, and you know, so and when I went to the Asian restaurant across the street, they had these dirty perps. There were two white men. It's like even yesterday they had a white male perp with a dirty red clothes, and they always so happen to magically be walking out of the restaurant as I'm walking in, and so they deliberately planted themselves there to block me trying to walk in, and then forced me to squeeze through them, you know, and I didn't even want to get close to or touch them. I needed some space to walk through. And so they blocked my space on purpose and then forced me to squeeze through there while they're sitting there with dirty clothes on. And I think they look like truckers. I think they look like truckers, and they were sitting there wearing dirty clothes, you know. So the Asian ladies at that restaurant, they're pretty nice, but um you know, but a couple of them trying to get being like slightly a little bit rude, but overall, they were generally very nice over there. And so I mean, that man treated me like I was stupid, and I didn't. I mean, I'm traumatized. So why you a man and try to re-traumatize me all over again? You know, so he sit there and they strategically wait for me to walk in for them to be magically walking out at the same time, and then try to um try to block me, and then try to force me to squeeze through and bump into and touch them. When they gave me barely any space to walk through, and then falsely making like, oh, it's plenty of space. And they've been doing that shit more here in Cincinnati than they did in Pensacola. And another thing I didn't get to mention because I was too tired yesterday, I was on the bus, and one of the buses to get over here, and the bus was crowded, but they had a whole bunch of empty seats in the back. And then the people towards the front got an attitude and looked at me like I was crazy and wouldn't let me move to the back. So I maneuvered my way to the back. And then they had this teenage high school looking girl who got rude and pushed me. I didn't even realize my backpack was accidentally in her face. But she got rude and pushed me. And she had like brownish gold and fake brownish gold and fake red braids in her hair. And then they had this biracial looking big boy. He looked like a high schooler also. And he was huge, and he, had his legs cocked open, and, I was forced to sit like half of my body on a seat. He wouldn't even close his legs for me to sit all the way in a seat. So and I'm like, they had like over 7 seats available in the back, and y'all all crowded up, standing in the front, and trying to make it like as if the bus is more crowded. And they used to do that shit in Los Angeles as well, with the try to force everything to look more crowded, and then they get an attitude and block you and refuse to let you go to the back, to the back of the bus and try to see if they got any seats back there, because all these able-bodied people in the front seat, they damn sure won't help. They won't allow a disabled woman to have a front seat. These able-bodied men who won't be a gentleman and let a woman sit down and have a seat. Not these days, you know. So even your own black people. So I mean, I don't even know. I'm frustrated and upset, trying to calm down, because as I said, I know that I didn't do anything wrong and that he was trying to scam and get over on me. I showed y'all the fictitious phone number he tried to give me. He tried to gaslight and lie and say 514, and that was the whole Canada number. And then he tried to say, well, that he's calling a different number. I said, he didn't even say anything this morning when I said, well, why did you, well, if the number you calling is different, why don't you give me that number? Why are you giving me this number? So even at the Super 8 place, they lie and say that they call Hopper on the phone when Hopper doesn't have a number you can call. So they lie and say that, oh, we called Hopper. And we called Hopper and Hopper said you didn't pay. Motherfucker, you lying, because Hopper doesn't even have a number you can call. It's hard to even get somebody to chat with. So let me see. Yeah, my phone battery is going down. So it's not at 15% yet. But I mean, I'm not even around to trying to be any trouble or anything like that. I was just, sleep deprived. Needed to get a bath, get a shower. I needed to get a shower. I needed to I didn't even get to wash these clothes. And so the laundromat is closed. The laundry room is closed now. So that, I think that's the same guy who refused to last weekend or earlier this week. He refused to give me change to do laundry. And he made me go across the street. They gave me an attitude, and then the most he was cheap and stingy and only gave me $5 to do laundry, and I couldn't even get all my clothes washed. And then they had these illegals blocking and this white man. They were all monopolizing. Like, they waited until I was about to do laundry, and then all of a sudden there was a freaking line. Then when I didn't need to do laundry no more, nobody else needed to do laundry. So it's like they tried to hold me up and set me back from doing laundry. And that white man was he was the only person who perked me that day. I think it was this past Monday. I think it was. So yeah, I mean, they be stingy with the quarters. When you got quarters and actually exchange and trying to get money for laundry and stuff, they're stingy with the quarters, and trying to make you find your own way to get quarters to get laundry done and stuff like that. I mean, they just don't give a damn. They really don't care. So if you're offended by this video, then fuck you and fine and oh well. So but anyway, I don't even know if tomorrow, I don't know if tomorrow it might be 30 or 40 something degrees tomorrow, but I'm gonna have to suffer out there in the cold tomorrow night. And I'm hoping that by this week, I get some answer for some. Well, all these jobs I apply to, it gotta be something for me to see. They'll give you a $12 an hour janitorial job, but that $17 an hour janitorial job, oh, the gang stalking network, they won't let you have that one. And then they'll give you the $12 one, and then still try to set it up for you to be workplace mobbed. So 17 or $18, or even with some jobs saying $21 with no experience. Hell, that would be a great big help for me to have like $21 an hour plus overtime. That could get me out of my situation so damn quick. But they know what they're doing. They won't let me. They want the targeted individual to be as penniless as possible, enforce low income, enforce poverty and homelessness, and they're trying to slowly but surely, slow kill depopulation. They're trying to eliminate you because you don't fit in with the new world order. So I need any and all the help I can get. Hopefully, if I'm not agitated tomorrow morning, I would like to maybe write another short story or so, trying to earn my way to getting help. With survival, since I can't get a doggone job and stuff. And so I mean, now I'm just openly airing everything out that I try to suppress for my survival. I'm like, well, you booted me off anyway. I'll just expose every damn thing. So I'm gonna go for now. And thanks. And for the ones who do believe and support me, I really appreciate it.